Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. Copies of the agenda are also posted on the city's website and Linden TV for the public. This meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct a prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the event of an emergency, the proper method of exiting the council chambers is through the 3 doors in the rear of the room. Occupants should proceed down the staircase, out the front door, and move away from the area of the front steps. Any member of the public wishing to speak during the public comment session at the end of the meeting, please sign in on the white sheets provided at the front of the room with your name and address. Please turn off all cell phones or place them on vibrate. If you must take a call, please leave the council chambers to do so. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond.
Here.
Javik.
Present.
Caldwell.
Excused.
Mohammed.
Excused.
Rivas. Present. Roman.
Here.
Strano.
Here.
Armstead.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Hudak.
Here.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Here. Okay, can we have approval of the public session minutes of October 15th, 2024, please?
I move for approval of the minutes of October 15th, 2024, and request a second.
I second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Rivas. Yes. Roman.
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Armstead.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to ordinances on hearing, beginning with Ordinance 6849, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $38,500 for acquisition of a sports utility vehicle for the Board of Health Department and authorizing the issuance of $36,575 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I ask that the public hearing be closed on ordinance 68-49 and passed, and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Rivas.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Armstead.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6850, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $737,000 for the Linden Roselle Joint Trunk Sewer renovations for the Division of Engineering and authorizing the issuance of $700,150 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to have the hearing closed on ordinance number 68-50. Move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Javik.
Yes.
Rivas.
Yes.
Roman.
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Armstead.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hudak.
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6851, please.
A bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $275,000 for various capital improvements for the police department and authorizing the issuance of $261,250 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I ask that we close the public hearing on ordinance 68-50. We move for
50.
approval and ask for a second. Is it
51?
51. Move for approval and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6852, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $126,000 for improvements to Memorial Park for the Department of Parks and Recreation and authorizing the issuance of $62,700 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
I move to close the public hearing of ordinance 6852. Move for approval and request second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6853, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-22.1, four-way stop intersections shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows: 7-22.1, four-way stop intersections, add Clinton Street and East 11th Street, stop sign to be located on Clinton Street and East 11th Street, and East 11th Street and Clinton Street.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I move to close the hearing on ordinance 6853, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6854, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-22.2, three-way stop intersections shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows: 7-22.2, three-way stop intersections, add Clinton Street and East Morris Avenue, stop signs to be located at Clinton Street, at East Morris Avenue, both directions, East Morris Avenue at Clinton Street.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I move we close the hearing on ordinance 6854, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Thank you. Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. We'll now move on to consent agenda items. We have items number 1 through 4. All items on the consent agenda listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. Okay, can we have a motion for approval of the consent agenda items, please?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 430 to
Consent
460
agenda.
Consent agenda, items 1 through 4.
4.
Respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, Okay, we'll now move on to reports from the governing body, beginning with Councilwoman Ormond, First Ward.
Thank you, Council President. Yes, number one's here. First of all, I'd like to start off by congratulating Alfred Rodriguez on his election or re-election to City Council. Welcome officially to the team again for your new term. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the residents of the First Ward for electing me as their councilman for the fourth term. So many of you showed me just such great love and support on Election Day that it was overwhelming. And I just want to say thank you for your support, thank you for your faith and your belief in me that I'm going to do a good job. As I embark on my next term, I'll still do my best to be responsible to your needs and concerns. My focus for the next 3 years is going to be on quality of life issues, including but not limiting to the excessive noise, especially that happens during the summer, the curbside bulk that people throw on their curbs outside of the trash cycle. I will be asking our sanitation department to show no mercy, knock on your doors, tell you to drag it back in your backyard until the next cycle day, or you call and have it picked up, or you receive a citation, because the First Ward has always been beautiful, and I do not like driving through and just seeing mattresses, tables, chairs, and everything else on the curb. I'll also be addressing public safety, speeding, and also encouraging residents to use the sidewalk and stop walking in large groups in the middle of the street, especially at night, where cars have a difficult time seeing you. It's not fair to us who are trying to drive and trying to be conscientious of the traffic and rules to have to worry about accidentally running someone over because you're hard to see. There's also still water main replacements going on all over the city. Some of the sidewalks were filled with asphalt. It looks horrible. Some people are getting rocks put on their grass to compensate for the grass that was removed while some of the equipment was being replaced. If you find that to be the case, please call me. I will alert the engineer. You deserve better than that. The way you take care of your property, no one should come and do any type of repair and leave it in any less shape than what it was already in. So if you contact me, I will follow up with engineering. I also want to say that there's a tree lighting that's going to happen on December 6th. Please come out. It's going to be an awesome winter wonderland. The mayor, city council, and the Linden Culture and Heritage Committee will be sponsoring it. It'll be outside, and once again, it'll be an awesome, awesome time as it has in the past. Once again, that's just the things that are going on in the ward. I want to take the time to also wish everybody a very, very happy and healthy Thanksgiving. And as we embark on the fall, just please feel free to reach out to me in the event that you have leaves or you need leaf bags. Now, I'm also going to go over real quickly my budget review and finance report. Approval is requested for the following finance items: the payment of bills totaling $3,068,749.75. Bills have been signed by the mayor, council president, and finance chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on the file in the clerk's office. We are also in receipt of the investments made by the city treasurer for the month of September at a rate of 4.03%. I move and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Just give me a blank one. 1 second. Just go to the end. Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Abstain.
Rivas,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Armstead,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hudak,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
Yes.
And then lastly, the Division of Transportation and Properties. I hereby submit the monthly financial report from the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of October 2024. This report includes the collection of on- and off-street parking meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collection, $1,677. New York side collections, $1,156. Railroad credit card transactions, $30,069.03. Railroad permits, 0. Railroad mobile payments, $11,628. Online railroad permits, $3,258. Parking meter collections, $11,413.45, and nothing for merchant permits for the grand total of $59,201.48. Once again, I want to take an opportunity to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. And I can be reached at 908-370-6482 or L Ormond, that's LORMON, at linden-nj.gov. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Orman. Councilman Javik.
Thank you, Council President. As chairman of the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the month of October 2024, a total of $5,002.39. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $97,202.55 for October 2024 have been added to the total deposits for 2024, totaling $924,046.88. Regarding construction code, this department has issued 57 permits and processed 2 certificates and has issued 148 summonses for the month of October 2024. The monthly revenue is as follows. Building CCO permits and additional permit fees, $172,568. Zoning, $2,650. Court settlements for the month, $16,750. The reflective total being $191,968. Regarding our Board of Health update, from January 1st to November 7, 2024, the CDC has been notified of 277 confirmed U.S. cases of measles across 32 jurisdictions, including 16 outbreaks. Many of the cases reported in 2024 are linked to international travel and are among children and individuals who had not received measles, mumps, rubella, MMR vaccine. Measles is a very contagious respiratory disease caused by a virus. 90% of unvaccinated people with close contact with an infected person will be infected with measles. The measles virus can live on infected surfaces and in the air for up to 2 hours. Symptoms can include range from mild to severe. Severe outcomes, including swelling of the brain, miscarriage, and death. And for every 1,000 children who get measles, 1 to 2 cases are fatal. As of November 12, 2024, a total of 7 measles cases have been reported for New Jersey for 2024, 1 in January, 1 in June, and 5 in October. On October 10, 2024, the New Jersey Division of Health reported a laboratory-confirmed case of measles in a Monmouth County resident with recent international travel. As of November 12, 2024, 4 additional confirmed measles cases have been identified in individuals with close contact with the original measles case. All 5 cases were unvaccinated. The New Jersey Department of Health is working in collaboration with local health officials to identify and notify people who might have been exposed during the time the individuals were infectious. The department urges all New Jersey residents to contact their health provider to ensure they are current on all routine vaccinations, especially MMR vaccinations. New Jersey Department of Health also urges all New Jersey residents planning to travel, regardless of destination, to ensure they are current on all routine and travel vaccinations, especially MMR vaccinations. If you are traveling internationally with an infant 6 to 11 months of age, ask their pediatrician about MMR prior to travel. Good evening, everybody. So this past October the 29th, we had a second ward meeting open to all residents at the JTG Center to discuss the Parks Open Space and Conservation Master Plan. Out of this came proposals of redesigning our parks more efficiently for better use. Some of the items addressed were additional walking paths, newer recreational items, gazebos, and more seating. At Lexington Dog Park, more seating was requested with an agility course also added. We are reviewing the recommendations to improve the quality of life in our parks. And if you have passed by school number 8 in the second ward, we now have a new playground for our children. Thank you to the Board of Education. Also, as a reminder, the fire department is collecting for Toys for Tots. Unwrapped gifts can be dropped off at all the firehouses up to December 13th. I'd like to wish everybody a happy, healthy Thanksgiving Day, wishing you and your family continued prosperity and values. I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavick@linden-newjersey.gov. On Facebook, Second Ward Councilman Barry E. Javick. As always, additional information can be found on our City of Linden website. Council President, end of report.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilman Rivas.
Thank you, Madam President, to my neighbors in the Fifth Ward, to the citizens of Linden. I'm going to have a short report today. My biggest concern right now is to say thank you. Thank you to all the city officials. Thank you to all the city employees who keep moving this city forward. This is the month where we give thanks for everything that we do. But I also want to give the opportunity to give thanks to all of you who are present here today. This is the commitment that a citizen should have in order to keep everyone in this city council as honest and check as possible, because we're working for you and we work for the best things that we want for our city. I had an opportunity to meet with many of my neighbors on the Fifth Ward in the multipurpose center during the celebration of Halloween. It was an event where I have a lot of people from the city gather. It was very nice to see all of them and the children who enjoy lots of games and lots of activities that the Department of Recreation put together for them. Had an opportunity to also welcome them through the polls during the latest election, and I have received a lot of the feedback on the things that we need to do and we need to continue to do to improve the quality of life in our city. I would like to congratulate Councilman Orman on your re-election, and Councilman Rodriguez, and then I will also be elected on the seat. And to all of you, I want you to please know that we want the best for our city. We'll continue to work hard, committed, in order to embrace everything that we can do to make our cities continue to move forward. Please enjoy the celebration of Thanksgivings. Thanks to your family members. Remember that what we have is the treasures of life, and we have to embrace it and enjoy it at the best as we can. I can be reached at crivas at linden-nj.org. That's all I have for my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman Rivas. Councilman Roman.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Linden and Linden 6th Ward. I would like to congratulate Councilwoman Orman, Councilman Alfred Rodriguez on their wins, and I wish them the best in their coming terms. Final restoration was done on Pleasant West Linden Avenue from the water project earlier this year. It's not perfect. I don't think Pleasant is ever going to be perfect, but given that it's from the 20s and it's about 12 inches thick of concrete, but it's way better down there. It's no longer like a springboard roller coaster. It is level and flat. It's a lot better. So thank you to the engineering department and community services for facilitating that process. Just moments ago, the City Council of the City of Linden passed 2 ordinances to add a 4-way stop sign at East Morris Avenue. I'm sorry, that would be a 3-way stop sign at East Morris Avenue, considering East Morris is a 1-way, and a 4-way stop sign at 11th Street, both on Clinton. These are very dire 4-way stop signs that we have needed, not only to slow traffic down, but to stop the horrific accidents that have been happening at these intersections. I just want to thank the City Council. This is one of the last things I needed to do, and one of the first things I put on a piece of paper when I asked to run. So thank you for your help and your support on this. I will work with Tyrone Gibbons and our traffic department to get these signs up ASAP prior to my final meeting next month. If you want a tree or a sidewalk, last call, 908-494-5784. I have a few on the list already. There was a tree taken out on 13th and Clinton that we are going to replace. And Diane, you are at the top of the list. I promise. That's about it. On December 17th, the City Council plans to give me a nice send-off here in these chambers at 7 p.m. I plan to go out dinner with my family and drinks. All are invited, and I will work on a location as we get closer to that date. I'll speak more on my service on that date of December 17th at 7 p.m. in these chambers. Happy Thanksgiving to all, to you and your families. Thank you, Council President. That concludes my final 6th Ward report.
Thank you, Councilman Roman. Okay, we wish you well. We'll see you in December, in the beginning of the meeting. And I'd just like to mention, anybody, in the interim, till we appoint someone for the Sixth Ward, if they need any assistance, I'm also available. My number is 908-494-0880, or my email is on the city website. Okay?
Thank you,
Again,
Council
best
President.
wishes.
Thank you, Council President.
Okay? Councilman Strano?
Thank you, Council President. I feel like I just heard Harry Reasoner signing off for the last time. I've,
That's funny.
well, I'll say my comments later, but, so I have the confidential personnel report, well, this is a personnel report. So we have in the police department, item number 1, approving the voluntary resignation in good standing of Jason Evans, who is a public safety telecommunicator, and that will be effective December 10th of 2024. And B is approving the posting for a public safety telecommunicator full-time at a salary range between $42,000 and $101,400 annually. 2 is in the Board of Health. A is approving the appointment of David Amilcar, a housing inspector, full-time at the annual salary of $38,000, and that's effective December 9th of 2024, subject to a successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. B is approving the appointment of Hina Falak, a seasonal health clerk 1 at the annual rate of $20.49 per hour, and that's effective November 27th of 2024. 3 is in the municipal court approving the voluntary resignation in good standing of Shakira Gray, clerk 1, effective October 31st of 2024. And B is approving the appointment of Jayla Harris, clerk 1, full-time at the annual salary of $37,298, effective December 9th of 2024, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. 4, in the Department of Community Services, in the division of the DPW, A is approving the voluntary resignation in good standing of Brian Jones, mechanic, effective November 29th of 2024. B is approving the voluntary resignation in good standing of Kayam Shaw, a laborer, effective October 31st of 2024. C is approving the appointment of Rashawn Richardson, laborer, Tier 2, full-time at the annual hourly rate of $19.32, effective December 9th, 2024, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. D is approving the appointment of Kadir White, a laborer, Tier 2, full-time at the annual hourly rate of $19.32, effective December 9th of 2024, and that's also subject to a successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. E is approving the rescission of the resignation of Clemmy McIntyre, and that's effective September 10th of 2024. F is approving the seasonal list that's on file in the clerk's office. 5 in the Recreation Department is the approval of the seasonal list that's on file in the clerk's office. And 6 is the Personnel Department approving the FMLA and JFLA leaves on file in the Division of Personnel. I move for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to also congratulate my colleagues from the 1st Ward and 9th Ward, Lisa Armand and Alfred Rodriguez, respectively, on their re-election and election. I look forward to working with both of you in a cooperative effort to keep Linden a great place to live and work. Before I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, I'd also like to make a few comments about sitting next to John Roman when he first got elected. I wanted to have my seat moved. Now I'm going to miss you. But we've come a long way, and it's one of those things when, I guess, when we work together, we grow together. And I appreciate, what we've managed to accomplish, including these stop signs that I share with you on the border of our ward. All right, thanks, John. And again, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a safe one. And, just remember those that don't have much to be thankful for at this time of year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Strano. Well said. Councilman Armstead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to thank the DPW, the guys that are out there. They're doing a heck of a job out there, keeping the streets clean and doing things in the community that they're being asked to do. Recently, last month I had my first community meeting, and it was a great show, and I wanted to thank the police chief, the fire chief, and all the council people that showed up to help support me for my first event. Also, we got a lot of questions asked on that day about things that needed to be done in the community, and asked if we could get them done. I'd first like to talk about Chandler Avenue, which has been a big complaint for the longest time, getting the streets paved. Well, we do have approval to have those streets paved. They will be paved very soon, so we're just asking you to be patient, and also Baltimore Avenue as well. Also, I was asked to get some signs up around the parks, children at play signs. We had those signs put up at the park. We also have a speed limit sign put up on Greer Avenue. It monitors your speed, so we're trying to slow the traffic down in that area. You know, people are not mindful of that there are children that live in that area, and they're coming from Elizabeth and they're flying through. So we did get that taken care of as well. Also, coming up, there are going to be some areas in the 8th Ward where excuse me, where there will be permit parking. All the areas are not really determined. Some of the areas are determined, and we're going to do that. That's going to happen after the new year. And we also have one more issue on parking signs on Broadway. We're also working on that as well, some no parking signs. And we're also looking into getting some signs that stop these trucks from coming down these side streets, that they're tearing down lines, tree limbs. So we're trying to get that stopped as well. So I'm just asking everybody to be patient, and if you do have any problems, you can feel free to call me. My number is 908-463-8986. And like I say this all the time, if you call me, I am going to answer my phone. If I don't answer my phone, you leave a message, I will return your phone call. Nobody's call in my ward will be put to the side. Everybody is just as important as the next person. That's all I have for you today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, Councilman Armstead. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, President Council. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for entrusting me with the honor of serving as your representative on the council. Your support not only reflects your trust in me to advocate on your behalf, but also underscores the significant responsibility I hold. Thank you for granting me the opportunity to serve as your 9th Ward Councilman. As we celebrate this season of gratitude, I wish you and your loved ones a very happy Thanksgiving. Additionally, I would like to extend my congratulations to Lisa Armand for winning her re-election. Her dedication to our community is truly commendable. Please feel free to reach me at 908-583-7482 or by email at arodriguez@linden-nj.gov. Thank you. That concludes my ward report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Hudak.
Thank you. On Thursday, November 14th, Senate President Nicholas Castari, he presented at the City of Linden with a $2.1 million grant-funded check to support the construction of a new multi-purpose field at Alcala Park. This is a celebration of teamwork with our own Union County Commissioner Bodek, Mayor Armstead, and also you, the community. Now, through this partnership, the future opportunities for Linden's youth are promising. Keeping in the theme of the parks, everyone is invited to attend a Parks Master Plan Community Meeting on December 10th at School Number 10, which is on Highland Avenue, between the hours of 6 and 7 p.m. You're invited to share your ideas on how the city can improve and conserve our parks and open space for years to come. November is also a month with numerous opportunities to thank our neighbors, our veterans, and our families. And as we approach Thanksgiving, it's a reminder to check in with the elders, the extended members of our family, and also your family of neighbors. A simple note or a phone call, it will just fill their hearts with joy. I would also like to take a moment to express my profound gratitude to our veterans for their service and sacrifice and also for those who are serving our country that cannot be with their families during this time of Thanksgiving. Your dedication, courage, and commitment to preserving the freedoms we hold dear are the foundation of our nation's strength. Thank you so much for shouting out 07036. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hudak. Okay, I have a report this evening. First, I'd like to start off with wishing Mayor Armstead and his wife Danny a happy anniversary, 29 years. That's why the mayor is not here this evening. He wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Yesterday he was working, giving out turkeys and other food for Thanksgiving. I believe it was like 230 turkeys were given out to people in the Linden community, so he deserves a night out for his anniversary tonight. So again, happy anniversary. I'd like to also congratulate Lisa Ormond and Alfred Rodriguez on their election victories. I'd like to extend my condolences on behalf of myself and the council, the Councilwoman Caldwell. She's excused this evening. There was death in her family. Her aunt and uncle passed away. Okay. Also, many people mentioned our veterans this month. We had our Hometown Heroes program. It was held in conjunction with Veterans Day. It was an absolute beautiful event, in my opinion, and it's one of the best programs in the city. I want to give a shout out to Sandy Jackson and all that were involved for their efforts in this event, as well as our students from the Linden ROTC for all their assistance. They play a big part in it. They present the veterans or their families with the awards. It is really one of the most, from feedback I'm hearing from people in the community that were there, it's one of the most beautiful events in the city. So we'll continue. You'll see our banners on Wood Avenue of some of the veterans. So thank you to everyone involved with that. Okay, I have a few other dates I'd like people to pay attention to. This Saturday, November 30th, we have Shop Small Linden. Sid is having this. If you spend $100 this Saturday and bring a receipt to Sid's, which is located at 403 Northwood Avenue, by December 4th, you would see Sandy or Mickey. You'll be entered in a chance to win a $500 gift card, and the winner will be drawn on December 4th. So again, it's this Saturday, Shop Small Linden. Many of our colleagues mentioned the tree lighting Friday, December 6th. It starts at 5 p.m. We'll have our traditional horse and carriage, refreshments, and pictures with Santa. But in addition, this year, we're going to have a trackless train that people can ride on. All right, so something new to see this year. The Breakfast with Santa will be Saturday, December 21st at the Gregorio Center, 330 Helen Street. Registration will begin next week, December 4th. You can find the information on our city website at lindennj.gov. Children 12 and under can eat for free. 13 or older would be $5 a person. This year also, the mayor's having a Mayor's Party with a Purpose toy drive, which will be December 18th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Ugly Dumpling Restaurant in Aviation Plaza. Hot 97 DJ Drewski will be there. You'll see more information within the next upcoming week on this. Again, as I mentioned, if anybody needs to reach out to me for any concerns they have in the city, citywide, you can reach out. My number is 908-494-0880. I want to thank Mr. Halloran. He gave me a list of some issues that he's heard going on throughout the city, so we'll follow up on that. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll now move on to resolutions, beginning with Resolution 2024-430 through 2024-455. We have a motion, please.
Council President, I move for approval of resolutions 2024-430 through 2024-465 and request a second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, just a reminder, we have some new faces. If anyone from the public wishes to speak, there's a sign-in sheet in front of the dais here. So please sign in if you wish to speak during the public comment portion. Okay, we'll now move on to ordinances on first reading, beginning with ordinance 6855, please.
An ordinance amending Chapter 16-2.5 entitled Collection of Garbage and Refuse. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 16-2.5 entitled Collection of Garbage and Refuse shall be amended to add the following. Each single-family or residential property owner shall be entitled to 4 scheduled trash pickups per calendar year. 1 additional special trash pickup is permitted at no charge to the single-family or residential property owner. Each additional special trash pickup after 5 shall require a fee of $150 to be paid by the single-family or residential property owner. This fee must be paid prior to the special trash pickup.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6855, please?
Council President, I move ordinance number 6855 for introduction, and I request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6856, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,375,000 for various capital improvements for the Division of Transportation and Properties for and by the City of Linden, and authorizing the issuance of $1,306,250 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6856, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 6856 for introduction and request a second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Yes. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6857, please.
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 15, 1995, and approved August 16, 1995. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden that it is adopting salary schedule 4-SS-1.
Can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6857, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 6857 and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6858, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 2, Administration, enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 2, Administration, Article 4, Departments established, Section 2-12.9, Auxiliary Police shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Delete Section 2-12.9 in its entirety.
Can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6858, please?
Council President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 68-58, and I ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6859, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, enacting the general revised ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-10, Parking prohibited at all times on certain streets shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-10, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets. Add East Linden Avenue, north direction, beginning at a point 1,580 feet southwest of Park Avenue to a point 235 feet southwesterly therefrom.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6859, please?
Council President, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 6859 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6860, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 7-15.1, parking detail shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-15, parking by permit only in designated residential areas. 7-15.1, parking details. 7-15.1K, the following streets are effective from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday through Friday, not including weekends and legal holidays. Add Arudo Street, west side, from St. George's Avenue to location West Gibbon Street.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6860, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 6860 and ask for a second, please.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 5861, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23, 1999, and approved November 24, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. Chapter 7, Traffic, 7-33, handicap parking regulations, 7-33.11A, handicap parking on street. Delete 42 East Morris Avenue, one spot. Add 119 East Henry Street, one spot. 1524 Winans Avenue, one spot. 40 West 12th Street, one spot. 12 East Simpson Avenue, one spot. 933 Baldwin Avenue, one spot. 1515 Winans Avenue, one spot. 1210 McCandless Street, one spot. 412 Loretta Street, one spot.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6861, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 5861 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6862, please.
An ordinance of the City of Linden authorizing the termination and release of a sewer easement over and across certain properties located on Tremley Point Road.
Okay, can we have a motion for introduction of ordinance 6862, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to move ordinance number 6862 for introduction and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Rivas? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hudak?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we'll now move on to comments from members of the public in attendance on city business only. No personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. Okay, thank you, Diane. All right. We'll start with Mr. Craig Halloran.
Craig Halloran, 120 Donaldson Place. First of all, I wish everybody in the city, including everybody here in the building tonight, a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. And I wish to extend congratulations to all the people that ran in the election and were elected. Congratulations. A couple of things. I'd like to thank the council president for taking my comments from a couple of residents in town and saying that stuff gets done. I do thank her for that. And the last thing, are we overdeveloping? I don't know. I mean, I'm not the engineer, I'm not a city planner or anything like that, but I look at these buildings going up with all these parking. So I ask the council to seriously think about what is going on with redevelopment. I don't have a problem with redevelopment if you have an abandoned piece of property. You know what? Redevelop it, but think about what you're putting in there. I'm not saying that we need massive, huge buildings. Linden is not New York. Linden is not Newark, New Jersey. We're Linden. That means we're something different. Okay, so all I ask is when you do address or discuss these issues of redevelopment, think about it and think about it very seriously. Okay, and along that line, and I know this may be the wrong place to do it, but one of the things that I see coming up is that the school system is going to need a new school building. We have a large increase of students in the school system. Where are they going to put it? I know it's not up to the council to decide where it's going to go. It's the combination of between the council and the Board of Ed. So please, these are things that are very serious. These affect not only us, the taxpayers, but it affects everybody who comes through the city of Linden. You know, I don't know whether it's along with the development, the county roads that we have in town, some of them may be county, some of them may not be. I ran across this issue in Roselle, where parts of Raritan Road were not county roads, even though a lot of people thought that it was. So thank you again, and happy holidays to all.
Thank you. Okay, Diane Wilverding?
Diane Wolverding, 6th Ward. I have one question about one of the resolutions where it says it's consolidating the City of Linden welfare caseload into Union County Department of Human Resources, Division of Social Services. Does that mean we're getting rid of our Social Services Department because didn't they build a new office for them on St. George Avenue?
Yes, they did. We still will be offering some services in Linden. Okay, John from the Welfare Division is here, Mr. John Watkins. We're just going to change we will offer some services, okay? But that was one of the recommendations from the state that we consolidate into the county, Diane.
Oh, so there'll still be a social worker available to help. Okay,
Right.
good. I have a prepared speech for a change. I just want to thank my councilman, John Roman, for all he did for the 6th Ward. It disturbs me greatly that lies and other untrue nonsense were put into the social media about you. One day a photo of your truck is posted and the next day it's keyed. Things were taken from your backyard. 6th Ward never behaved like that until recently. It's disgusting. Just want you to know not all of us are like that. You did a lot for us, and you always told the truth about what you didn't agree with when it came to the ordinances and the resolutions. You were not always a yes man and had a strong backbone. I hope you have a very happy life with your wife and cute baby. And if you have a second daughter, I would suggest Diane as a nice name to name her. I am going to miss you so much. Thank you, John, for all you did for us.
Okay, Ed Kaminsky.
Good evening, everybody, and happy holidays to you and your families.
Please state your name and address for the...
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed Kaminsky, Maple Avenue,
Thank
3rd
you.
Ward. Like to always start out with something positive, so those traffic ticket sticks, whatever you want to call them, I think they're awesome. It's a great idea. I don't know what kind of impact it's having. I think at least it'll open people's eyes up, but I think we need more of them. I mean, I've seen people even just recently literally parked across the entire corner. It's just mind-boggling what I see in this town sometimes. So any effort, effective effort to work on that is definitely applauded. Quality of life issues, as you know, it's always something that bleeds orange and black. Quality of life has always been a big issue for myself. So these parties on Wood Avenue, these festivals, got to stop. So many of them, and I feel so bad for the business owners because literally you're killing them. I mean, we're talking about going to the CID and having small business appreciation. You're killing them with these things. Have one. I remember when I was younger, we had a fall and a spring sale, Wood Avenue sale, and you saw people filled shopping. That's what we want. And then, you know, that one dance party, there was a couple of them. The one, literally, there were so many people on Price Street, both sides actually, but on the east side. I saw at least half a dozen going up the wrong way down a one-way street. So it's a hazard. It's just, it's crazy. And then, you know, I don't know what ward it's now. It was maybe 1st, maybe 9th, I don't know. But yeah, right on Morningstar and Academy, you have, it looks like Baghdad. You have like a divider that was just plopped in there. Please remove that. I think enforcement is the only effective thing. You put these things on, and one of the nicest, you know, some nice wards, you know, or used to be a nice ward, you have like this big concrete barrier in there. It's just horrible. I think I'm going to skip over a couple. Well, also quality of life. I've been talking about, you know, trees coming up. Plant trees, please. Like I've been talking for years, and right in front of the CID, right in front of the post office, we're filling it with asphalt. We're not redoing trees, replanting trees. And also, again, I haven't been here in a couple of months, but at the train station, coming down to Wood Avenue, the metal thing is still loose. It's corroding the whole the walkway, the stairwell. That has to be redone. I heard it was $60,000 this month, and we need to fix that before somebody gets hurt. Then the last thing I say, I only have 25 seconds, but folks, you need to talk and tell us what's going on. There was this lead thing that people are still confused about. That's hundreds and hundreds of dollars, as well as, and I haven't gotten a letter, but I heard something new was passed. Register your houses for everybody. It starts at $100. You know, so I don't know what's going on there, folks. I heard it was passed. I didn't get anything yet, but maybe you can get some clarity to where this money's going, because it's abominable. And of course, these bigger apartment buildings, they're being exempted from all this. So any color, any guidance, and say something to your constituents about this stuff would be very appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Virginia Malik.
Good evening, Virginia Malik, Lenape Road, 10th Ward. The question I wanted to address to everyone on the dais here and to our attorney, if there's a Linden resident or someone from outside of Linden buys a house in Linden and decides that they're not going to live in there and they're going to rent it out, the question that I have is, who has responsibility for maintaining the property? That can be trees, lawn, I mean, whatever. Is it the owner of the house that does not live in the house, or if that person turns over the responsibility to a property manager? So can someone just tell me who I can direct this to and have a conversation with?
You have any other questions?
Yes, okay. The other thing is, as I was coming to the meeting, I'm driving down DeWitt Terrace, and I'm maybe 4 cars from the corner, maybe it was like Academy, some corner road, and there was 2 cars coming towards me on DeWitt. And there was a school bus, so this is 7 o'clock, it's dark. One car passed me on DeWitt, and the other car was like right behind it. A huge yellow school bus just zoomed in, made a right-hand turn up DeWitt. I see this so often where people, the school bus drivers, are not waiting for the cars to pass. Maybe they're in a hurry to drop the kids off, to have dinner, whatever. I see this, I can't say habitually, but quite a bit. And the other comment is, I have information about the lead. So I did get a lot of letters. I was away for a while, but I did read through everything. I called the Montana company. I finally got someone to actually speak to, and they're telling me, well, we can come in and inspect inside your house, yada, 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 yada. I asked them, well, why don't you determine from the city, from the street to the main that's on my lawn, my water line on my lawn, is that portion of the pipe lead? And if it is, you should be addressing that. They said, well, we prefer to go, into your house to determine if that's it. So you can, if Mr. Kaczynski got the letter, you can call someone. It takes a while, but I actually had to send an email for someone to address this. And, well, I'll just leave it to those, if I can get some answers.
Okay, Councilwoman Ormond, again with the buses, would you address that in the traffic committee this month regarding the
It's
buses?
terrible. And also just to say about you, people walking 3, 4, 5 abreast, and this is not just during the day, at night.
Okay, all right, and Mr. Antonelli, regarding the property manager?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Ms. Malik. So with regard to the obligations or responsibilities, it always falls upon a property owner. The property owner is the one that's responsible for the maintenance of their property. In a landlord-tenant situation, presumably if there's a written lease governing the transaction, in that lease, generally there's language that the tenant's going to comply with all ordinances and all rules and regulations. So in that scenario, I know our inspectors would issue a summons perhaps to both the property owner and the tenant. For example, failing to maintain the property with regard to grass, not being cut. So, because really what ultimately the goal in those situations is contrary to perhaps what some people believe. It's not to collect money, it's to abate the problem, whether it's cutting grass, or some maintenance on property. It's to get the property owner to abate that violation, not necessarily generate a fine. So based upon the inspector here, or the inspectors in the city, they will determine in the first instance to issue a summons to both the landlord or the tenant, or just the tenant. You have some of your industrial properties that are corporations that are tenants. In that scenario, it probably just makes sense to summons the tenant, but and maybe in a residential setting it may not. So it's really up to the inspector to determine. But ultimately, and I'm sorry for my long-winded answer, it's the property owner that's responsible for maintenance.
All right, but just to clarify, if the property owner refuses to take any responsibility and they turn it over to a property manager, all right, and one has a hard time trying to find out where the property manager is, do you have any comment about that? So it's still the property owner?
I'd have to look at the ordinance, but there may be some language
I'd like
that
to hear
allows
that.
our inspectors to issue a summons to the property management company or the person that's supervising maintenance of the property. But like I said, ultimately, we can get to the property owner.
Can you get back to me on that?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Larry Cohn. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Larry Cohen. I live in Fanwood, 24 McLennan Place. A few years back, Linden took a real leadership role in Union County by passing an ordinance that recognized that pet stores would be welcome in this town, but that they shouldn't sell puppies because of the obvious information we have now that these puppies come from puppy mills out in the Midwest. And your efforts since then have been copied by 150 New Jersey towns, have now passed that same ordinance. In fact, it has gone national. There are 8 states that have passed statewide bans on pet stores selling puppies because of this same problem. And I'm back here tonight because New Jersey has now taken up this issue. There is a bill in Trenton. It was introduced by Brian Stack. It's got dozens of co-sponsors in both the Senate and the Assembly. And they want to hear from their constituents. And so I am going back to Union County towns. I was the main driver of the ordinances in the first place. I'm going back to Union County towns and asking you to make a much lighter lift by simply passing a resolution to support this effort in Trenton. The state bill is S2511/A4051, I believe. I sent an email out yesterday. I hope you all got it. It has a copy of a sample resolution in it. It's something that Westwood up in northern New Jersey did on their own, and we thought it was a terrific idea. I can tell you that since I've been going around in the last 3 weeks or so, Fanwood and Roselle Park have already passed resolutions in support of this bill. I have verbal agreements from the mayors of Garwood and Scotch Plains. Those will be passed very soon. And I'm very confident about several other towns to pass that as well. Believe it or not, it would make a huge difference if the towns in Union County came forward and said that, yeah, not only is this good enough for our town, because we passed an ordinance about it, but we think it's a good idea for New Jersey to continue to encourage and support pet stores, but to try and put an end to this awful puppy mill industry and not allow the sale of puppies in these stores. So I really urge you to take this up and pass it as soon as you possibly can. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sure the council will review it, okay?
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting?
Council President, I make a motion to close the public comment portion of this meeting, and I ask for a second.
Second. Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, comments from members of the governing body? Does anyone on the dais wish to speak at this time? Okay, Councilman Javik?
Thank you, Council President. I just want to congratulate Alfred Rodriguez and Lisa Ormond in their reelection. It was a hard campaign, but you came through.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Ormond?
I'm going to do something that I typically don't do, but there's a very, very special woman who I would like to wish a happy birthday. My mom just celebrated her 90th birthday. And we just had a huge party for her with, probably close to 170 people. It is just truly a blessing to have her. It is truly a blessing that she's been in Linden for all these years, and there's so many people that know her and love her. So I just want to say once again, Mom, the best grandma, the best Aunt Seal, the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich maker in the whole entire world. Happy 90th birthday. Your children, we call you blessed. We love you, and we just don't know what this world would have ever been without you. We love you, Mom. Happy birthday again.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I was just going to say that as well, to happy birthday to your mom. Wonderful lady, 90 years old. It was so nice to see so many of the children she took care of. She was a child care provider, and a lot of them came for her 90th birthday. That's how much they loved her. So very nice to see. We wish her all the best. I'd like to also, at this time of Thanksgiving, wish all our families and neighbors a happy Thanksgiving. As elected officials, we have many people who depend on our assistance to help them throughout the year with issues or questions they may have. I'm sure all my colleagues on the council would agree with me on this, but I feel it's appropriate to tell our department heads, our police, fire, public works, and all our employees that we appreciate you and are grateful for all your assistance and willingness to help this council in whatever endeavor we ask. Linden's workforce is second to none. Thank you all for all that you do, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Okay, Councilman Roman?
Thank you. Ed, the safety sticks on Wood Avenue, give out like 25 to 30 violations a day. Probably has a 60% success rate because like 40% are given back because they're like kind of there for a little while, but there's a grace period and whatnot. We can talk to the chief more about that. They're extremely successful. And I do believe the city is working towards expanding those. And if you need any more information about that ordinance for the rental units, you can talk to me or you can talk to Dan as well after the meeting. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, the next council meeting will be as follows. Conference meeting Monday, December 16th at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall. Council conference meeting before the council meeting, Tuesday, December 17th at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall. Council meeting Tuesday, December 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers, City Hall. These meetings will be held in person. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting, and I respectfully ask for a second.
Second. Yes.
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 Yes.